What's going on, guys? MariK here, back with another Dragon Ball Super video. So, we've already looked at the trailer for Set 12, the designer notes, and the red card list as well. Now we're going to be taking a look at the black cards, including the Gohanks Zeno stuff and the Gogeta Zeno stuff. I'm pretty fucking excited. So, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So first up, we have Son Goku and Vegeta. They are both Zeno, of course. Their auto says, once per turn, when you play a battle card using a Union Fusion skill, draw one card. Second auto says, when this card attacks, draw one card to add up to one card from your life to your hand. So he's got the Union Fusion skill similar to the Gohanks leader's ability. This is only once per turn, though. I don't think Gohanks was once per turn, so not as great, but let's go ahead. Let's hold our judgment for now. Activate main says, once per turn, send up to 5 cards from the top of your deck to your warp. Interesting ability that you just kind of trying to Janemba and cooler yourself, but alright. When your life is at 4 or less, you may draw one card, switch one of your energy to active mode, and flip this card over. Into Gogeta Fateful Fusion. Wow, I've got Unisons on the brain today. That card art already looks fucking dope. I bet that will look gorgeous as a foil. I don't really care for Gogeta. I'm more of a Vegito fan, but I do love the Fusion Dance look. So, super solid card. He's got the same auto once per turn. When you play a battle card using Union Fusion, draw one card. And when this card attacks, draw one card, then send up to 5 cards from the top of your deck to your warp. His activate main says, once per turn, add one card from your life to your hand. Choose up to 2 of your black battle cards at energy cost of 1, and you get plus 10,000 power until the end of your opponent's next turn. I mean, that's not bad. It gives them the boost until then, but a black battle card with energy cost of 1? Like, what black battle cards are you playing with this? Let's go ahead and see what else we got in this set. We've got Shroom and Salsa. They are Demon Realm Race / Demon God from the Dark Empire saga. Auto says, when this card attacks, draw one card. Once per turn, if this card is in a battle, when you use a black battle card in a combo, your opponent sends one battle card from their drop area to their warp. If there are no battle cards in your opponent's drop area, draw one card. So, either warp one of their cards, or you get to draw a card, so that's pretty cool. When your life is 4 or less, or your opponent has 4 or more cards in their warp, you may draw one card, switch up to one of your energy to active mode, and flip this card over. I don't even know who these fucking characters are, but this leader seems pretty solid. I like its ability so far. Then we have Shroom and Salsa, Might of the Demon Gods. When this card attacks, draw one card. Once per turn, if this card's in a battle, you use a battle card in a combo. When your opponent sends one battle card, from the drop area to the warp. If there are no battle cards in the warp, in the drop area, draw one card. Activate main sends once per turn for 1 energy. If there are no battle cards in your opponent's drop area, choose up to 1 black Evil Wizard Demon Realm Race or Demon God card with energy cost of 2 or less in your deck or hand. Play it, then shuffle your deck, V-Look through it. That's actually a terrifying skill, and I can think of plenty of different ways that I would play this leader. Oh, wow. Yeah, there's some very interesting combos for that. I actually really like this leader. Then we've got Pai Kuhan, Savior from Another Time. 15,000 power. Permanent says this card can't attack if it has 2 or fewer markers on it. Its +1 says, activate main, choose up to 2 of your black battle cards at energy cost of 1. They get plus 10,000 power until the end of your opponent's next turn. So similar to the Gogeta's ability. If you stack those, and you've got, 1-drops with at least 20 to 30,000 power. And that lasts your turn and your opponent's turn. So that's pretty crazy. -3 says activate main. Play 1 black battle card with energy cost of 6 and the Union Fusion skill from your drop area or warp. Wow. That is oddly specific. Let's go ahead and find the card that this is talking about. Then we have Deborah, Dimensional Meddler. Also a Unison card, 10,000 power. Auto says once per turn, when you use a black battle card in a combo, add a marker to this card and it gets plus 5,000 power. It's +0, says activate main. If your leader card is a black Demon Realm race card, send up to 1 battle card from your opponent's drop area to their warp. The -4 activate main says play up to 2 black Evil Wizard, Demon Realm Race, or Demon God cards with different character names, energy cost of 2 from your deck or drop area, then shuffle your deck if you look through it. So that definitely goes with that new Shroom and Salsa leader. Dear God, it just stacks the abilities together, and so you're getting out 3 of them. Wow. Alright. So then we have Toei Dimensional Meddler. Always love when we get new Toei stuff. This is also a Unison card, 10,000 power, with Rejuvenate. Once per turn, if your life is at 3 or less and you remove 5 markers from this card, place 1 card under this card in your opponent's drop area, in its owner's drop area. I cannot read today. And pay the skill cost. Place the top card of your deck in your life. Its +1 says activate main. You may choose 1 card in your hand and discard it. If you do, draw 1 card. So that's a lot of deck thing though. So not bad to get to draw a card and feel your warp, your drop area for warpage, and then the rejuvenate ability. So pretty solid. I like it. And wow, that means we've already got 2 Toei Unisons now. Way to go, girl. Then we've got Son Goku, Catastrophic Premonition. He's a 1-cost 5,000 with Unique and Double Strike. Auto says, once per turn, when your opponent adds a card from their deck to their hand using a non-leader card skill, this card gets plus 10,000 power until the end of your next turn. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's not a terrible card. I like it. Then we've got Son Goku, True Fighting Spirit. He's a 1-cost 5,000 with Deflect. Auto says, add 1 card from your life to your hand. When this card attacks, it goes plus 10,000 power for the turn. And once per turn, if your leader card is a Black Saiyan card, when your opponent activates a counter skill, they choose 1 card in their hand and send it to their warp. So he's going to keep powering himself up. You're going to keep adding a card and awakening eventually. And then you're going to make them warp a card every time they activate a counter skill. That would be really, really solid against the Blue Baby deck. Then we've got Super Saiyan 3 Son Gohan, Marvelous Might. Hell yes. He's a 1-cost 4,000 with Unique. His permanent says, if your leader card is a Black Saiyan card, you have 3 or more energy, and there are 15 or more cards in your drop area. This card gets plus 11,000 power and Double Strike during your turn. Alright, well, that was extremely underwhelming and disappointing. The card art's fucking dope, but the skills just couldn't keep up with the style. Then we've got Son Gohan, Catastrophic Premonition. He's a 1-cost 4,000 power. Auto says, if your leader card is a Black Saiyan card, when this card is sent from your drop area to your warp by a skill, place this card at the bottom of your deck from your warp. Activate main says, if your leader card is a Black Saiyan card, you send this card from your drop area to your warp, and you choose 1 of your Black Unison cards and place it in its own drop area. Draw 1 card and you can activate the activate main skills on copies of this card for the turn. Wait, so what are you hoping to accomplish with this? The leader's a Black Saiyan, you send this card from your drop to your warp, and you choose 1 of your Black Unison cards, and you place it in the owner's drop area. You draw 1 card. Dude, I must be missing something, because that just sounds stupid as fuck. Then we've got Son Gohan, Brainy Backup. He's our super combo for Black. Life is 4 or less, draw 1 card. We've got Vegeta, Catastrophic Premonition. He's a 1-cost 5,000 with Unique and Critical. Auto says, once per turn, when your opponent plays a battle card with an energy cost greater than their current energy using a skill, this card gets plus 10,000 power until the end of your next turn. So that's not a bad card right there. 15,000 in crit is nothing to laugh at, especially early game. Then we've got Vegeta, True Fighting Spirit. He's a 1-cost 5,000 with Deflect. Auto says, add 1 card from your life to your hand. When this card attacks, it gets plus 10,000 power, so just like the Goku. And then once per turn, if your leader is a Black Saiyan card, when your opponent switches their energy to active mode with a non-awakened skill, they choose 1 card in their hand and send it to their warp. So, again, the Goku and the Vegeta hate on blue. This one hates on just blue that switches. The other one hates on baby pretty fucking hard. So, a lot going on there. Then we've got Super Saiyan 3 Trunks, Marvelous Might. I love seeing Super Saiyan 3 Trunks stuff. He's a 1 cost 4,000 with unique. Permanent says, if you lead a card as a Black Saiyan card, you have 3 or more energy and 15 or more cards in your drop area. It gets 11,000 power and critical for the turn. Same as the Gohan. Okay, so having the Gohan and the Trunks have the same abilities, having the Gokus and the Vegetas having the same abilities is actually kind of lame. I love the art on this card. But, like, why? Just give them something different to do. Just a little bit. I mean, this gives them critical, what, I think maybe the Gohan's, is it double strike at least? Yeah, it's double strike. So it's a little bit different, but, I don't know, they're just almost copy-paste. Then we got Trunks Catastrophic Premonition. 1 cost 4,000, you lose the Black Saiyan, sent from your drop area to your warp, place this card at the bottom of the deck. If you lead a card as a Black Saiyan card, you send this card from your drop area to your warp, choose one of your Black units and place it in the drop area, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost 4 or less, send it to their warp, and then you can't activate. Okay, so the Trunks is a little bit better, but sending one of your Unison cards just is kind of eh. So, and there's easier ways to send your opponent's stuff away to the warp. There's quite a few overwhelm cards that can do that for 0 or 1 energy to play. There's also the surprise remote bomb or whatever it was called from Draft Box 4, and that's a 1 cost, so that's nothing to really have to worry about either. It just kind of feels like these cards just aren't really necessary. Of course, they will be necessary to actually play Gohanks, though, so you're kind of stuck with them. Then we've got Super Saiyan 3 Gogeta, Marvelous Might. It's a 6 cost 20,000. So that is one of the cards that the leader was referring to. And he's got Barrier. You Union Fusion him for 1 black energy. If your leader card is a Black Saiyan only card, and your opponent has 2 or more energy. So you can't play him turn 1. And your leader has to be a Black Saiyan only. So no Saiyan human or... So that's kind of a bit interesting. As permanent says, you can choose battle cards in your warp when choosing cards to use with this card Unison skill from your hand. If you do, place the chosen cards in your drop area from your warp, which is absolutely insane. So you're not even losing card advantage to play this guy. That's absolutely wild. Activate main says for 1 black energy, place this card at the bottom of your deck. Play up to 1 Son Goku Zeno card with energy cost of 1 and up to 1 Zeno Vegeta with 1 from your drop area or warp. So you can get him out and then get the 1 drops out, which they go from 5,000 to 15 and then to 25 with the leader, 35 with the Unison. So you could just beat them down with little weenie rush cards, but I'm kind of surprised that Gogeta doesn't do more on its own. Then we have Gogeta Fearless Fusion, who's a 6 cost 16,000 with blocker. Union Fusion him for 1 black if your leader card is a Black Saiyan only card. Permanent says you can choose battle cards in your warp when choosing cards to Union. And when this card is played, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards 4 or less, ignoring barriers, send it to its owner's warp. I don't feel like these cards are terrible, but I feel like they're trying to accomplish something that you can easily do with less work put into it. Then we have Gohanks, Marvelous Might. I want this card to be good so fucking bad. 6 cost, 20,000, critical. Activate main for 2 energy if your leader card is a Black Saiyan card. And you send 1 Son Gohan Zeno card and 1 Trunks Zeno from your drop area to your warp. Play this card from your hand. So you're not actually unioning him. So why is he not a union? He's got the vest and the sash and everything. So he is a Fusion Dance character, but he's not a union. Activate main says, if you have a Black Unison card in play, place this card on his drop area, play 1 Son Gohan Zeno with a cost of 1, and 1 Trunks Zeno with a cost of 1. Shuffle your deck if you looked at it, and you can't activate it. So it basically just allows you to get out the little guys, and he's got critical, so he can do some damage himself first, but... Then we've got Gohanks, Master Student Union, 6 cost, 15,000. When this card is played, draw 1 card. If you don't have a Unison in play, play 1 Black Unison card with no specified cost and 15,000 power from your drop area with a marker on it. And you can't play copies of this card for the turn. Activate main for 1 energy if your leader card is a Black Saiyan. Play this card from your hand by sending Gohan and Trunks from your drop area to your warp. So you can play these cards pretty easily. This one I actually like because he'll bring out a Unison if you don't have one. So the card that makes you get rid of your Unison sends it to your drop, then you play this Gohanks, get your Unison right back. Then we have Dark Mask King Devilish Dominator. He's a 6-cost, 25,000 with Deflect and Triple Strike. His auto says, once per turn, when this card attacks, send up to 2 battle cards from your opponent's drop area to the warp. If your opponent has 10 or more cards in their warp, switch this card to active mode. That's kind of gross. Once per turn, if your opponent activates a counter skill during a battle with this card, send one card in your opponent's life to their warp. That's going to kind of make them choose whether or not they want to stop this card's attack or let some of their cards go to the other side. Activate main for 4 energy. If your leader card is black and your opponent has 3 or more cards in their warp, play this card from your hand. So, playing for 2 less energy, but you've got the card that lets you play a 6-cost black card. So, or did that have to be Union Fusion? I don't even fucking remember anymore. Then we've got Toei Dimensional Convoker. She's a 1-cost 4,000. When this card is played, look at the 5 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 black evil wizard, demon realm race, or demon god among them to your hand, shuffle your deck. Activate main says once per turn for 1 energy. If your leader card is black, play up to 1 skillless demon god card with 15,000 power from your deck or drop area. Shuffle your deck if you look through it, and you can't activate this skill for the duration of the turn. Not terrible, but what skillless demon god cards would you play, and why would you play them? So next we've got Chain Attack Gravy. It's a 2-cost 14,000. Once per turn, if your leader card is a black demon realm race, and it's your turn when you use a black evil wizard demon realm or demon god card in a combo, draw 1 card. When this card is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill, send 1 battle card from your opponent's drop area to their warp. So that's kind of a cool ability. 14,000 is kind of a weird number. But if you get him out, then every time you combo, you're going to get some extra card advantage. So that's kind of a cool ability. Then we've got Chain Attack Poutine. She's a 2-cost 14,000. When this card is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill, send up to 1 battle card from your opponent's drop area to their warp. Activate main once per turn if your leader is a black demon realm race. Choose up to 1 evil wizard, demon realm, or demon god in your combo area and gets plus 5,000 combo power for the turn. So pretty much turns all of your cards into super combos at that point. Then we've got Mechikabura, the King's Summons. Three cost, 15,000 power. Activate main for 2 energy sets. If your leader card is a black demon realm race, any place this card from your hand and 1 card from your life in your drop area. Send 1 battle card from your opponent's drop area to the warp. Play up to 2 black battle cards with Evil Wizard and or Demon Realm Race with an energy cost of 2 and different character names that aren't Mechikabura cards from your deck. Shuffle your deck if you look through it, and you can't activate main skills on copies of this card for the turn. So there's a lot in that paragraph. But to sum up, 2 energy. Leader is a Demon Realm. Discard a card, send a card from your life. You get to warp an opponent's battle card. And play 2 black battle cards of your own with different names. Then we've got Shroom, a new demon god. He's a 5-cost, 20,000. Auto says, when this card attacks, send up to 1 battle card from your opponent's drop area to their warp. If there are no battle cards in your opponent's drop area, choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards and send it to its owner's warp. Activate main says, for 1 energy, choose 1 of your black skillless battle cards with an energy cost of 2 or 3, and return it to its owner's hand. Play this card from your hand. So this lets you play a bigger card, which lets him get his ability when he attacks, and there are plenty of 2-cost and 3-cost black battle cards that would easily allow you to use that activate main ability. Then we've got just plain old Shroom. He's a 2-cost, 15,000 with no abilities. We've got Salsa, a new demon god. 5,000 and 5-cost, 20,000. And looks like he's got the same abilities as the Shroom. So, same abilities, just different character. Then we've got Salsa, just plain old 2-drop, 15k vanilla. We've got Temptation of the Mask. It's a 2-cost extra card. It says activate main. If your leader card is a black Saiyan only card and you place 1 black Zeno Bardock, King Vegeta Zeno, or Broly card from your drop area at the top of your deck, at the end of the turn, play up to 1 dark Broly card, or up to 1 black battle card energy cost 4 or less, and masked in its character's name from your deck, and then shuffle your deck. So that's kind of a cool ability. I would like to see us get more Mass Saiyan support, the Bardock variant specifically, and this would obviously, you know, allow you to kind of mix and match this with old and new support. Then we've got Dark King's Flash. It's a 1-cost counter card. Negate the attack. Activate main says if your opponent has 5 or more energy, your opponent can't play battle cards using leader card skills until the end of their next turn. So they couldn't use the abilities of the leaders to play all those 1-drops that they would power up and start triggering their abilities. Kind of slows the tempo of those decks just a little bit. And then lastly, we have Explosive Barrage Slash. Pretty cool looking art. I love Gohanks. He just seems like such a badass card. Counterattack says, if your leader card is a black Saiyan card, negate the attack. Then if you don't have a Unison card in play, play 1 black Unison card with no specified cost and 15,000 power from your drop area or warp with a marker on it. This would work really well with the with the new Unisons, of course, but also you've got the black Gohanks leader that just says if it gets milled, then it just comes right to your board with a marker on it. So pretty much ensures that there's not going to be a time where you don't have a black Unison card in play. Really hoping that we'll get more good Gohank support, and hopefully we haven't seen all of the black cards in the set yet. Alright, well that's going to wrap it up for the black battle cards revealed in the set 12 spoilers today. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised to see that I'm excited for Gogeta stuff. Granted, it's Zeno Gogeta and it plays differently than the other Gogeta support, but it just seems so interesting. And then there's also the Gohank support as well, so I'm really, really interested to see where those 2 decks go, and hopefully we'll get some more cool Gohank support and maybe a good finisher. Maybe something that instead of it saying, hey, bring this big guy out and then sacrifice him to bring out 2 little dudes, you just bring out the big version and just punch your opponent in the face. That's the kind of Gohanks that I want to see. But let me know what you guys think of the black stuff in set 12 in the comments down below. Do you guys think it'll hold up? And do you think Gohanks and Gogeta are better? Or do you think we should go with Shroom and Salsa for trying to stay with the meta with set 12? Love to hear your thoughts in those comments down below. With that, we're going to go ahead and get the frick out of here. And we'll see you guys in the next video.